You said it. I said yesterday, I'll see you tomorrow or something, or in your chat. And I said in penises, and you're like, in penises.
I mean, that's not a promise.
Okay, you didn't promise me, but I'm looking forward to it.
Want to lead off with dicks then? No, go ahead. Let's talk about the penises. Let's open up with penis.
All right, let's open up with penis.
All right, so why do they call you Captain Hook?
They call me that? They call me that. Definitely what they call me.
It just seemed like a good penis joke.
Because half my penis is chopped off and I got it replaced with a ice pick.
Damn, I was thinking maybe this was something like it's got a curve to it, but that's, that's way more out
It's because
there.
it just continually fucking agitates Peter Pan.
And everybody on YouTube just shut this podcast off right away.
My dick's called Captain Hook because it's just waiting for everybody to grow up.
Kill the stream. Just shut it off. It's over. Where's my button to stop the live stream?
You asked, man. You asked.
Oh, I hope we're not echoing. I don't think we are.
I'll find out.
I think we did a good test.
I think we're all right.
So we've decided to shorten the episodes.
Yep.
For the Hill Valley Video Store Super Show.
Multiple reasons.
The main thing being our YouTube overlords tend to prefer 15-minute video lengths, anywhere between 8 to 15 minutes. Not just our YouTube overlords, but that's what fans really prefer. When you look at engagement, that shit falls off after 15 minutes.
Who are the YouTube overlords?
The YouTube overlords, the Google gods.
The Google gods? I thought it was us because that's like, I only like 13-minute videos.
You are, yeah, technically. That's what I'm saying. It's also, it's not.
I didn't know if it was.
Yeah, it's the Google gods, but it's also us. We are technically, yes.
Yeah, we Google a lot of shit, so I don't know if I'm God tier, but I can Google shit really good and find it. We sound good, by the way.
We do sound good? Okay.
Like, do you know that song that's like, I was in the shower with Andrade y the Lord?
I do not.
TikTok song. It's like people make up lyrics.
No, I gotta fucking...
I figured it out, though, without knowing any lyrics.
That's Google. What it is?
No, it's, no.
But
it's definitely not.
You just did a TikTok.
Yeah, I do TikToks. Anytime, all the time. That's how I live. In 15-second fucking spurts, baby.
I live my life in 15-second spurts.
Yep, if you're recording it, then you know what's up.
Hell yeah, TikTok's like my sex life.
Yep, 15 minutes. Exactly. Sometimes 15 seconds, sometimes it's a minute, sometimes it's 3 minutes, but it's never fucking more than that.
There's 3-minute TikToks?
Yeah. They're awful.
So the cool part about us doing the shorter episodes is that we get them out faster, we get them to you guys faster, and you get more of them. Quite frankly. We shot new sketch this weekend. Jackknife's Wild World of Wild. That was literally how I came up with that. It's funny that he always pauses when he says that because that was how I came up with the name.
What?
Wild World of Wild. I was like, Jackknife's Wild World of Wild.
Yeah, that fucking sounds right.
And that's it. Yeah, it just worked. It was like
fits in with the branding of the overall branding of what we're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
How was it? How did it go?
It was pretty good. It was definitely different.
That's our first nature segment for sure.
It was our first nature segment, but it was also the first segment that we've done that's primarily voiceovers. So there's really only we only shot like 60 seconds worth of footage.
Oh.
I mean, we shot more than that because there are takes, but what's actually being used is maybe 30 seconds at the beginning and maybe 30 seconds at the end.
Right.
You know what I wanted to talk to you about?
What?
I think that we need more shorter skits.
Like what length?
But not too short. 3 minutes. Actual full 3 minutes. Lots of our little stuff is like blink in and out.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like 5 minutes might be too long for some of them. And obviously it's going to change depending on the content. But I thought that, for example, we used that fart video as a test.
Okay.
The one that we just shot. The one that we just released on YouTube was a test. I wanted to take a look at the metrics to see how that type of thing performs. And one of the things I've noticed is the intro is too long, I believe. So that's the other cool thing is I'm learning a lot more just through looking at our analytics, how exactly we go about this thing.
Right.
So let me pull up the analytics for this video. This is going to be boring talk for podcast, but I got to explain this to you anyways. That's kind of what we're here for. The average view duration, 1:12. So 23 views, and the majority of those people didn't make it through the intro to the actual fucking farts.
Right.
At one point, though, it was like people started to get to see the farts, and they just were like, this is ridiculous. Because at one point, our retention was at like 1:30, which is right when the farts start. It was like they needed to see like 2 seconds of you laughing at these farts. And you also get to see how many of it comes in through YouTube search, how many of it comes in through channel pages, how many of it comes in through stuff like that.
Yeah.
Reach-wise. 281 impressions, 4.6% click-through rate. That's awful.
What is the click-through rate?
Click-through rate means that 4.6% of those 281 people decided to click on our video.
Oh, okay.
So the click-through rate is how many people saw it and clicked it. 261 impressions, 4.2% from YouTube recommending our content. That's the 4.2%.
Okay.
So 100% of our external traffic was from, because people that follow us on Facebook are more likely to click our shit in general. Most of the people that watch our shit watch it from Facebook.
Right.
We don't have a lot of following from Twitter yet, so we're not getting clicks from Twitter. I didn't share it on Twitter.
I didn't think about it. Now that makes sense, though. I need to share everything on everything.
Yeah, everything on everything.
Everything on everything.
A proportion of our traffic, this is funny, is 25% of people. Now, I intentionally used a clickbaity as fuck title.
Yeah.
You will see it where I say that you're reacting to the world's biggest farts, all right? So people Googled or people searched on YouTube Twitch farts and biggest farts ever in the world.
Interesting.
And that's how they found this video.
Interesting.
That's why I thought that the farts video would be a good way to test how we read our metrics and stuff like that. I thought it was hilarious that 4% of our traffic came from people seeing this advertised through the biggest fraud on Instagram, the Dan Bilzerian saga. So people saw us like the next video up.
Oh, interesting.
And I think that might be a reason why our click-through rate is shit, because where's the fucking tie-in there?
Yeah, for real.
YouTube was like, you know what? If people want to know about Dan Bilzerian, they want to know about giant heaps of shit.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I was thinking. Like, well, he's a piece of shit, so maybe we were like a precursor as farts.
So you can see browse features. 26% of our viewers came from people browsing, and that's part of the browse feature thing.
That's tight, though. That because obviously most of those people came from Facebook that watched it.
Yeah, because you think, and a lot of the people that actually watched all the way through probably came from Facebook. I don't think many people watched it all the way.
I highly doubt it.
You can see lots of our engagement. This is the one thing that YouTube Shorts fucks up. Hey, Gun7, thank you for the follow. Oh no, it's bots.
Oh, we got a bot.
This shit again.
Another one.
So ends click through. Damn it, I'm gonna have to mute the fucking alert box again. How's it work? Traffic source.
What is traffic? That's
That's where the traffic comes
yeah.
from. So channel pages, you search, browse feature, external. So 6 were browse features. So the high percentage of that were people just browsing and randomly finding the video.
Right.
External was only 3. So I thought you guys liked us. Fucking 3? 3 of you assholes? That's it?
Cunty fucking behavior.
Support me.
Support
me. Support Chet Haglin.
Support.
3 external clicks.
We got fucking children. You got 3 clicks. We got fucking 4 combined children.
That means the majority of the people that watched you talk about farts didn't know us, which explains why our click-through rate, or our watch rate.
We need more kids. Kids love farts.
Kids love farts. We're kids. How you doing, you boy?
Yeah, we are kids. We got 6 kids total.
Thank you for the pride, pity bitty.
The pity bitty. Bitty.
For age. What's the average?
Yeah, what is the average
It
viewer
looks like we
age?
don't got that yet.
Probably good. They probably heard my dick nickname. Blocked it from us.
Average view duration, 1 minute 12, 21 views. So the one thing that tells me is that I waited too long to get to the farts.
Oh, okay. Okay. I really like the setup up, but you're right though. It did transition from like me just fucking around.
I thought that worked in terms of the angle that you look at. It seems like someone else randomly put farts on your screen.
Oh yeah.
That was what I was
Well,
thinking.
it is kind of what happened. John
Well,
was
you're
like, "Look up the fucking video," and I was just like, "Here it is."
And it's such a good video.
Yeah, no, we watched it on the way to Ann Arbor last night.
It's so
Pass
funny.
this shit around in the back seat. Watch this video.
It's so funny. But all those cuts, we need more cuts early. I could flip flop it. There's some things I can do in editing that can pop a little.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I could also be less clickbaity because that was absolutely clickbaity. So when people realize that they're not getting the world's biggest farts right away.
Yeah, especially me and you, people who bitch about shit like that.
But I did it intentionally because
we're learning.
we're learning.
You know, it was really cut heavy too in the beginning, just in terms of your angles you were going with.
It's
and then it
supposed
slows down at the end.
Yeah, that's because at the end you switched it from having it in little screen, having it big behind you, and I couldn't really.
Yeah, I want to figure out a way I can get both. I will. I just need more time with that.
That when you switch to the animal farts video, I couldn't do as much back and forth cutting because of the way that it was.
Yeah.
So there were definitely more cuts in the beginning. It doesn't matter because people were cutting off the video before that anyways.
Right.
But yeah, you know what's funny is I didn't realize how many people dislike shit.
What do you mean, like literal shit?
No, I mean dislike. Like I don't. How many people smash that dislike button? So that was one of the things that I thought was funny when I looked at some of our stats. So you can see that like some of the shit, like 3 people disliked me throwing a wrench at this random woman.
Interesting. Where does it show you the dislikes?
Oh shit, wrong thing. Likes versus dislikes. 4 likes. So that means people disliked me talking to Mel Gibson, for example.
Okay.
People disliked me talking to Mel Gibson. 50% of people were not into us trying to sell a hubcap.
How? I don't understand. What's their fucking problem?
So, I mean, that's only 1 like. So that means 1 person disliked us trying to sell the hubcap. All likes on the Jerry Tidwell thing. That's why this thing popped.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So this clip right here is our highest. It's our highest ranking YouTube short at 861 views. There's only 1 comment on there, but there's 21 thumbs up there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, wondering why this one didn't do the same thing, because it was as funny and Star Wars is more relevant. I would have just seen this title as a short and been interested right away. Darth Vader is sick of child support. Like that concept in and of itself for me ropes me in. Just the thought, like, wait,
right?
Darth Vader's got to pay child support. That makes me want to click it right away.
Wait, is Princess Leia his daughter too?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so much child support. 2 kids.
That's a lot of child.
Fuck.
But he only got 9. We only got 9 views on that one versus 860.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's hard to gauge these.
The word "thick" had something to do with it.
The word "thick." You're also. You know what? I gotta stop using all caps.
Yeah, that might help too. Yeah, totally. People, yeah.
I gotta stop talking with my chest because I'm intimidating the people.
Yeah. Because the liberals, they need you to just speak on their level.
Liberals, they need me to speak on their level. We're talking lots of boring YouTube stuff for this podcast, but I promise we'll switch it up at some point. But this is stuff I had to talk to him about. This is the general theme of the podcast. It's just transparency, and you guys getting to hear all of the shit.
Yep, we're both transparents.
So yeah, you'll notice lots of these not particularly popping. 32 likes on the For America clip.
That's a good
in
one,
Arc.
though. That makes total sense. And look at how you spelled it. Just 2 capital letters, PJ. Good job.
For America, and that's it. So we're gonna do all right. So I gotta hit those less. This is part of the test run, isn't it? Let me check this real quick. Okay, so this is one of our best performing shorts that we've had so far, and I did not use any hashtag other than shorts.
Interesting. I've been experimenting with that on TikTok as well.
It's different on TikTok. TikTok, the hashtags are a lot more relevant. On YouTube, I've been debating whether or not they're relevant. And I've had this discussion with like Big J, for example, and stuff like that, whether or not the hashtags are relevant. So this week I made the specific point of not hashtagging any of our videos. See how it goes. I think that this one got its initial 140 because it's a DayZ clip and DayZ's popular. I think that Arc is popular enough on YouTube. That's why that got its initial. And it gains traction.
Right.
You know, so this one's getting clicks and it's getting likes. You know, so that's why that one got elevated.
Have you thought about using TubeBuddy? Plug-in that keeps track of things that are trending with your videos, tells you like a lot of what the analytics do, but it just will point it out to you on your. I paid for a year of it.
Probably,
I never fucking use it.
I was gonna say it sounds like it's giving me all.
Well, it's just like, hey, these hashtags perform well, period, and these hashtags perform. It does a lot of things.
Oh, I can Google that stuff also.
But it's channel specific.
I Google which hashtag. For us, none of these hashtags. That was the point that I was making. Is that you've got this one does well because it's Arma 3. You know, like some of these games are popular on YouTube, and that's why they do it.
Is Arma 3 a game about people with 3 arms?
Should be.
No, it would really draw a crowd.
A golfer with an arm growing out of his ass.
Interesting. So yeah, that makes sense. Though if it's something already popping on YouTube, then it's easier to hop in that stream and float downriver, baby.
Absolutely. That's why you'll see that it's private now. But before the most views we have on a video that's not a short is 584, and it's me bitching about Skater XL.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's just because it was relevant at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and it got lumped in with other content creators bitching about the same thing.
Right.
So that is not going to be commonplace for us.
I hope not.
Well, not just the bitching thing. I mean, being able to piggyback on top of what's already popular is not going to be commonplace for us because of our channel. It's not as relevant for us.
Right.
Because we're trendsetters.
Yeah, dude. Look at us.
We're trying to set our own trends.
Definitely.
So we're not going to really be dealing with those types of things regularly.
We're going to be making the wake.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit different. And then lots of these other ones didn't perform as well. They're either sketches or they're less popular YouTube.
Less popular. Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like nobody gives a fuck. Like this clip is from Cyberpunk. Nobody gives a shit about Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's people don't really care about that, so that didn't perform well. It doesn't have long-term traction. A lot of these other clips, like I said, aren't necessarily, they don't have relevance in terms of anything going on with YouTube.
Right.
So they're not getting picked up the same way. You know, like 7 likes on this clip is great. The fast track to 57 clip.
Yeah.
That's a great clip. But that's not getting us there. And like I said, this was the one that was posted on the same day as this video. So let's check this out. I had heard, for context for the podcast, we talked about this a little bit before. I had heard that the YouTube algorithm will only push 1 new video a day.
Yeah. So
not to put up 2 videos on the same day because the algorithm's only going to push 1. So the same day that we put up the world's biggest farts reaction, we put up the fast track to 57 clip. Let's check the analytics on the fast track to 57 clip.
Let's check those numbers.
Audience retention doesn't count for shorts. 20 impressions, 5% click-through rate, 9 unique viewers. Who the fuck watched this 40 times? 10 people watched this clip 3 times then.
Interesting.
4 times each. So the people that liked it really fucking liked it.
Do they play? Here we
Holy
fucking
shit.
go again. Do they play in repeat, or does it go to the next video?
Huh? It goes to the. I think it goes to the next video. So I think that means that people got to back up to watch it again. Traffic source external. It says Discord 0, but I don't know why Discord's popping up at all. If it's maybe that's because it's the only place I posted it to.
It keeps track of where the link goes to.
It must. That's why it knows that it popped up in Discord.
Interesting.
But there's no Discord. There's no Discord connector. No, there's no Discord for the last video.
Okay.
So where it showed us before that most people had clicked on the farts video through Facebook, it didn't show anything for Discord there, and and that one comes up in Discord.
Weird.
Patient.
Oh, what does she say when people follow you?
Who's
The song.
Video is what you want to watch.
That's what the lady sings?
Yeah.
Oh, video. I don't know. Yeah. Hear it again, but I believe you.
Yeah. It's all. It was. Gunu Gunk. Man, these bots. Twitch has got to fix this bot problem. Dead ass. If they don't fix this in a month, I might end up leaving. I ain't fucking dealing. This is a fuck.
Yeah, I had the Haas dude, but I haven't had this gunk or gun.
See, usually it's like 1 or 2. I have this problem like 1 or 2. I didn't change any of our shit.
Why do they want your IP so fucking bad? Want your those connectors that connect those connections.
Forgot to change that shit. Yeah, yeah, I ain't dealing with that shit because I ain't gonna fucking listen to 80 million follow. I'm gonna turn off my follow alert. That's what I'm gonna have to do at some point. I don't want to deal with that. New upgrade to the channel. Also, I added a bunch of bit sound alerts. The original ones that were on channel points, I moved to bits because, to be honest, the sound alerts are kind of annoying when I'm trying to fucking pay attention to some shit. So I figured if they're gonna annoy me, I'll get paid for it. Thank you guys.
Fuck yeah, pay us.
One of those is a random button. So we have the typical Paul Jenkins lines that are all there for 100 bits. 250 bits is the do a kickflip alert. If I hear the do a kickflip alert, I have to do a kickflip. And then we have 25 random alerts. If you pick a random alert for $1 for 100 bits, it draws from a pool of bit video or bit sounds randomly. If you are a subscriber and you like one of those specifically, you can play that specific sound alert, but it's $2. I don't really generally want people. I didn't put it at $2 because I want people to pay $2. I put it there so people would go for the random bit thing because it wouldn't let me remove those in order to make them random like that. I'm going to figure out a different system for that at some point. So
come to my channel and spend your channel points because I got guesses farts. And I'll show people my butthole if they win.
That seems like it's against terms of service on Twitch.
No, it's like I send a direct message.
Oh. I don't think you can tell people about that out loud on Twitch. Still again.
I don't. I just told them on your thing. They don't. I don't. It's all hush hush on mine.
I mean, it's only hush hush because nobody watches me.
Well, and no one watches me too. So I haven't had to send any pictures of my butthole, but I did
Twitch
take a
for
bunch.
shit that you do in Discord.
Really? Oh well, I only send butthole pics on WhatsApp.
People use that.
A lot of my friends are always like, "You got WhatsApp? I'll send you pictures when I'm in Costa Rica," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm good."
I didn't even know people were still on Snapchat.
Yeah, people are on Snapchat. They have good filters. As long as people are deceptive and manipulative and like taking photos of their kids. So it's kind of like a really broad range, but it's going to be Snapchat.
Yeah, I never got into Snapchat in the first place. I was like, dude, I got too many social medias. This is just like that. And I disagreed with the whole concept of Snapchat in the first place.
I'm gonna let you go off because I feel different, but I don't want to tell you anybody why.
If you don't want to tell anybody why,
I don't.
why?
Cause
You got to tell me why you don't want to tell anybody why. If you ever say some shit like that, you back yourself into a hole. Lesson 1: if you don't want to tell anybody something, don't say that shit.
tune in next week to find out.
Oh, now you're Goose. Now you're fucking Goose.
I'm better
Goose
than
comes
Goose.
into my chat, tells me that he gets kicked off of the plane in Kentucky. I'm like, bro, tell me what happened. He's like, come to my stream at 4 p.m. and I'll tell everybody what happened. I'm like, you motherfucker. And then he goes to tell this fucking story. And there's a big fucking gap in this story.
Is there now?
There is a massive
so
gap.
You
in
did
this
tune
story.
in though. That's the main thing. You tuned in to find out.
No, I tuned in like an hour and a half later. I went to sleep.
Is that why there was a gap? You missed the whole first hour.
No. I mean, he retold it later, and there's a big gap in this story.
All right.
He says,
let's unravel
this. When
this.
I get it, from what he says, Goose says, I get on the plane. I'm having an issue with this guy who doesn't like my mask because it's technically just a mask cover. The guy tells me I have to wear this specific mask, and he provides me that mask. He says, so I have that mask, and then I put my mask cover over that mask. A second time, and he's like, hey, where's your mask? And I show him that it's on under there, and that I'm just got the mask cover on now. And he says, okay. And then we had a layover in Kentucky, and I went to get back on the plane, and they wouldn't let me on.
Interesting.
There's also the caveat that he says he was super, super drunk, but claims that he says he has no idea why he got kicked off of this plane, just that he was very drunk, and the guy told him to fix his mask, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, man, I can't get on the plane. There's a big fucking gap in that
Who was
story.
this guy?
It was a flight attendant, a random flight attendant guy.
So it wasn't just a random guy.
It was a random flight attendant. Yeah. Either way, something's not adding up in that story. That's not. I've never been kicked off a plane in my life. I've no concept of how many times I've been on a plane.
Yeah.
And I've never been kicked off a plane. So imagine his story is just like some guy like, hey, I need you to wear a real mask. Oh, okay. Hey, I told you to wear that real mask. Oh, it's on under the cover. Oh, okay. And then next thing you know, he tries to get on the plane and they won't let him on. There's something missing there in that story. There's something.
Goose, you got to come clean, Goose. You're fucking up. He's fucking up. He's fucking lying.
Dude, I'm saying. I heard that story, and he swore up and down. That was it. No, that's it. I'm like, nah. There's a big gap in this story, Goose.
We need to track down this flight attendant.
We need to track down this flight attendant that kicked Goose off the plane in Kentucky. Then he's
more at 9.
More at 9. I've never been kicked off a plane. I've been pretty drunk on planes. I've been pretty high on planes.
I don't think I was drunk on the last 2 flights I was on. Oh, I was shit-faced on the way home. That's true. I was shit-faced. But I wasn't shit-faced on the way there, and that was chilling. I was like in between a couple, and I just looked at them, and I was like, hey, I'm going to fall asleep, guys. And they're like, all right.
Yeah.
I sleep apnea'd my way home.
Now, here's the thing. He doesn't mention arguing. He doesn't mention arguing with the flight attendant, but he does mention that he's worn the same mask on a bunch of flights and nobody's ever had a problem with it.
Okay.
So you don't think that he brought that up to the flight attendant?
100% probably, yeah.
He's probably pretty drunk too.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought when I first saw, hey, everything's canceled and I go into Vegas or whatever, I don't remember where I saw it.
He made it halfway.
I was like, how the fuck do you get home?
I'm guessing he flew back because he can't run that fast.
Huh.
So Snake Eyes been kicked off a plane for an oxygen tank.
Why? Because they needed the oxygen tank more than Snake Eyes?
He tried to take an oxygen tank. They weren't supposed to let him take one on, but they did, and then they kicked him off for it.
Okay. So when you get kicked off a flight, you get your money back? Or do you get like...
No, you don't get your money back.
If you're kicked off on a flight and that is nowhere near where you live, how the fuck do you get home? Who's paying for that?
We'd have to ask Goose. These were parts of the story that I didn't quite catch.
Huh. Yeah, you kick me off a flight, though. You're paying for my shit.
Yeah. I can't imagine that there wasn't more than a little bit of a dust-up.
Yeah, like, I think Goose probably tried to make out with that.
Think Goose tried to kiss him?
I mean, fight or argue. Whatever people do when they get mad at each other.
Those are polar opposites. You're like, I think he tried to kiss him.
What do people do when they get mad at each other?
Argue with them.
I don't know. Do they kiss? You kiss?
You just schedule another flight. He definitely said he cussed everyone out. See, when I was like, when he told the story the second time, when I made it to the stream, he left that out.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say I read that he tweet something about it? How did I? Oh, he was in Discord. I just want to say he cussed everybody out in Discord in a message he said.
The quick short, I got the quick short story. Oh, we'll talk to Goose. We'll work on his storytelling skills because he left out the meat and potatoes and just left me with the broccoli of that story.
Yeah, a little like broth from the fucking meat.
I'll have to rewatch. I can't rewatch the VOD, Dano. I can't rewatch it out of principle because he fucking advertised to me. All right, don't do that shit to me.
He advertised to you?
Dude, I still can't. I'm always there for his stream once it starts. Anyways.
Oh yeah, I feel you. Okay, yeah.
I was like, once he hit me with the be there at 4 and I'll tell you about it. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I might start doing that to people though. I think I kind of like it. Like it's a dickhead move, but I'm kind of a dickhead. I think I'm gonna do that too.
I'm not cussing nobody out for nothing. It's not fucking worth it. It's just not. You know what happens? You miss out on the time of your life because you were mad about something like that they can't fucking change.
I'm not cussing anybody out in an airport. Yeah, I am. Probably am. Depending on how the day's going, how I'm feeling.
I'll cuss the motherfucker. Like
I'm unstable.
I also grew up flying. If I was going to cuss somebody out, it would have been post 9/11 when my ass got randomly searched for a decade.
That makes sense.
Well, while I watched all the fucking white people walk right past me, and I'm sorry, sir, you need to step off to the side here. We need to take a look at your shit.
It's your curly hair.
It was my skin tone.
I was gonna say that. It was probably like the
It was
third
my
thing,
skin tone, period. So that's the fucking, like if anybody was going to get pissed at something, try not to fuck a mask. Try having your whole fucking race picked apart while you get on a plane every single time you get on a plane. If I didn't fucking cuss someone out then, y'all can deal.
Depends on how my day's going. I might be tired. My feet might hurt. I'm in the airport. But I can only say that because I haven't faced brown person.
Yeah, that's valid. That's the thing, though, is like, I just got to shut up about that shit because what good is it going to do you? That's what I always think. Like, I've got, like, my goal isn't to make a political stand at the airport. It's to get to Las Vegas and get fucked up.
Yeah, get fucked.
My goal isn't to isn't to make a political stand at the airport. It's to get to New York City and skateboard with the homies at the time, you know? So while I am well aware of what's going on, because I do stand up about that shit in my community, there are plenty of times where I was going to a small fucking school of 90%, 95, 96% white people.
A lot of Caucasoids.
Where when some shit went down, I would go to people and be like, hey, look, the school is doing this and you guys don't realize it's racist, but you guys are racist. And there were so many times where I went to the principals and shit like that. For example, we didn't get Martin Luther King Day off in school.
Or shit.
We didn't have Martin Luther King Day off in school, but we had President's Day off. And I went to them. I was like, look, dude, fucking Michigan Center gets it off. Fucking Vandercook gets it off. Everybody gets it off.
We didn't get Martin Luther King Day off either.
You did at the time. It had happened right before that.
I don't ever remember having that day off.
Yeah, it was. Well, you might have been.
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 06.
Maybe then.
Because this wasn't until I think it was like my freshman or sophomore year. Maybe it was. I think it was sophomore year that I was finally like, "Hey, this is fucked up." And then they didn't even actually make that a day off. They just told all the black kids we didn't have to come to school on Martin Luther King Day anymore. But again, like I'm no stranger to standing up to that type of thing and knowing when to pick your battles.
Right.
The airport is not the place to pick your battle.
Especially as a brown person, you're probably just immediately put on a no-fly list.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I said, and especially because I should also say that I was flying back and forth primarily to New York City at that age. So that adds another wrinkle to it. And I'm flying from Michigan, which has the largest population of Muslims in the country.
Shouts to Dearborn, baby.
Shouts to Dearborn. Those are my people. But still, there was a whole decade where the air industry was just racially profiling me.
Right.
A whole decade of that shit, and I still didn't get kicked off the plane.
Yeah, Goose, you punk fuck.
All right, let's stop roasting Goose for a second. I love him.
We'll get back to it.
I love him just because he lets me roast him, and he roasts me back.
Goose is that dude. What was that dude's name last night? Folks or whatever.
Volkanovski and Ortega.
Ortega.
Yeah.
He looked like a Dominican goose.
He looked like Dominican goose. You don't get lucky enough when you're our age to meet people, especially as men. Men aren't out there like making new dude friends. It's just
That's
not
true.
super often. I mean, it's probably that way with women too. When you start to get older, you're just less likely to invite people in to full on have that love for somebody new like that. The last friend I can remember making that I felt like about Goose was you. Like it's very rare that you meet someone you're just like, this guy,
Right.
I need to keep him
for
around.
Sure.
Like I need to keep him around.
Especially without something that like makes it happen, like a job or
yes, yeah, exactly.
Like an environment where you both have to be in for extended periods of time.
Yes, where you realize after being around each other for an extended period of time, hey, this guy's kind of cool.
Right.
Now, for me and you, it was just kind of like that, where I was just like, hey, I like this guy.
Yeah, you were at American Trash. We were all kind of like, who's this sequel dude? He's tight. And then Jen was like, that's fucking Nigel from work. I'm like, oh.
See, that was the thing was that was the first time I'd heard of anybody that didn't. She's like, oh yeah, I know your music. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then she walks away and I'm like, I didn't fucking tell anybody here I make music. Like the only person that knows I make music here is Jesse. This is fucking weird.
Good old Jesse.
But yeah, it definitely you lose more friends the older you get, but it's not really losing friends so much as it is just interests and stuff like that.
That's what because most of my friends are still my friends that I've had from way back. We just don't have similar interests anymore.
Yeah, exactly. The people that I spend time with, we're doing this shit. We're getting this thing off the ground. So it's like people that are involved in that, I'm gonna spend more time around. But it was, Goose and I became friends just because I was like, wow, that dude fights mixed martial arts and he's from Jackson and he's friends with some of my other friends and he seems all right. That's kind of cool. I'm going to send him a friend request on Facebook because I respect him and I want to follow his career.
Word.
That's, because there's lots of people that I'm friends with where I'm on Facebook where it's like, I don't really have a lot of intention of interacting with that person, but I want to follow their life because they seem cool and I want to see how it goes.
Word.
Like there are several people that I have like that. So Goose originally, I send him a friend request kind of under that preface where I'm the hugest mixed martial arts fan and he is one of the most, popular mixed martial artists in Jackson at the time. This was right before, I think it was right before he moved to Florida. And then I found out that he streamed and he was streaming on Mixer. And I didn't watch Mixer. I didn't give a fuck about Mixer. I wasn't going over to Mixer for any reason. The one time I tried to watch anybody on Mixer, it was the worst streaming experience as a viewer I've ever had.
Been on Mixer in my life.
It's gone now. It was Microsoft.
Oh yeah, it was when I first got OBS.
Yeah, I remember I was watching Shroud and Dr. Lupo and a bunch of dudes play a bunch of popular streamers play Escape from Tarkov together. And I've got 4 streams up at once. And each one of my Twitch streams is a crisp, smooth 1080p. And this fucking Mixer stream on the side with Shroud, who's the most talented of them all, is like fucking flickering in and out from like 720 and 480. And it looks like a fucking oil painting and shit like that. And I'm like, dude, I can't do this Mixer shit.
The big choppy pixel boys.
Yeah, it was real bad. Goose was on Mixer, and then he ended up on Facebook. And when he ended up streaming on Facebook, that's when I actually started watching him stream and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and just started interacting with him that way. I think that's basically how it went. And I just was like, dude, this dude's funny. He lets me roast him, and he fucking roasts me back. Because that's the one thing I noticed right away with some people. You can't always roast everybody. Some people get upset about that type of thing.
Yeah, I like some of them, and some of them like I'll take personally for no reason.
Yeah,
and a lot of times I'll set up a joke and someone will roast me like with my setup, and I'll be like, "That hurt. I don't like you. I don't like it anymore."
See, I was fortunate that I got that all out of my system when I was young because there's no looking soft in New York.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like it was just lots of kids that were roasting me.
I never got soft. I got salty though.
Yeah, well, that's what salty is soft in New York. If you express that it's like they say in wrestling. It's like they say in wrestling. Don't sell it. Don't sell it. If you start to sell that they have upset you, that you're just in deeper.
Word.
So you either learn to take it and let it not upset you.
Don't sell it.
Or you gotta not sell it.
You gotta pull a Terry Reynolds and just don't fucking sell it.
I was hoping you wouldn't bring up that of all things.
That's what I think of now. Every time you say don't sell it, I just think of her saying don't sell it.
Yeah, and we didn't need to bring up fucking sexual assault though.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's what she was talking about.
That's a wrestling. It's a common wrestling industry term, and now.
Well, no, let's take it back. We're gonna edit that part out. I'm gonna fart into the mic, and that's when the vocal cue is.
But yeah, that's one of those things that I learned was like if you and that that I just deal with lots of assholes. The more that you act like that shit bothered you, they're just gonna play into it even further.
Yeah, absolutely. They smell fear.
Yeah, and that's all I would come back from New York in the summer, and I would still be in that New York mentality where that's how we communicated as friends.
Right.
Like it's like if you open your mouth to your other friend 9 times or 10 times, 7 of those times you're fucking making fun of them.
Right.
Like that's just how it was with all my friends in New York. It's like there would be whole conversations for an hour where nobody says anything meaningful. They just make fun of each other, laugh, and pass the blunt. Like, and that's it, I would come back from New York and have to readjust to my Michigan friends group.
Makes
because
sense.
I would start roasting just naturally, and dudes would be like, yo, like you're being mean, dude. I remember my friend Jake Shot specifically, who's like one of the sweetest people on the planet, was just like kind of being an asshole. And for him to say that of all people, I was like, oh, my bad, dude. I don't mean that. Like that's
right.
from then on, I was conscious of the fact that you got to reorientate when you get back to Michigan.
Yeah.
So I don't have that many friends in Michigan that's our relationship. That's why I get along with my girlfriend so well, because that's 90% of our relationship.
Right.
It's just her roasting me, and there's nothing fucking funnier than someone making fun of me personally. Like that's my. If someone can get me,
you deal with most things with humor. Like almost any emotion, you like to deal with humor. So that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah. So that's the same thing. Where that stuff for sure made me salty when I was young, especially in skateboarding, because skateboarders are self-conscious. So if you're getting roasted for something that you're doing on your skateboard, you are automatically feeling like shit.
Yeah,
because kids take that shit, take their skateboarding seriously. Like I had this friend Perry, and his nickname was Snails because he skated slow, and he would get so fucking mad if you called him Snails. But everybody called him Snails because he skated like a fucking snail. He didn't skate with speed. You don't skate fast. What are you fucking doing? Pussy. That's basically how it was looked at. That's how, if you're not skating fast enough, then.
So, like, your skater on Skater XL would be labeled a pussy? You're going so slow, dog?
No, actually, my skater on Skater XL has the speed cranked up, so I skate faster than play that game. Watch other people play.
Man, they go slower. It just seems, maybe it's just it just seems slow. Whenever I watch Skater XL, they seem slow.
No, for sure
like
not.
The tricks happen fast, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's even this posture because like, I don't know. There's something about it though. There's like, it doesn't ever look like anybody's going fast.
Well, if you've ever watched a skateboarder just skate down the street without the aid of like a hill or a ramp, you're not going
fast.
Yeah, you're not going fast. Yeah.
But in my brain, you think, well, I don't. And
for doing a trick, like there's a optimal speed a lot of times for skating and doing a trick, where there's a fine line between you being able to. Between going too slow to where you literally can't, you have to go faster to land the trick.
Right.
Otherwise it's not going to happen. And then there's no such thing as too fast. Just the faster that you can go and do that trick, the fucking more badass it's going to be.
Interesting.
So it's like there's like a minimum in terms of speed. But as far as doing a trick, like you can listen to the sound. Like one guy will grind on that ledge and you'll get a and that next dude will come flying and grind the same ledge, the same length. And it's like, and he did the whole fucking thing because he's hauling ass.
Maybe I just played too much fucking Tony Hawk. And
probably because the dudes in Tony Hawk are going like fucking 35 miles an hour and shit like that. Like that's the thing is you watch a GX 1000 video. That's a crew in San Francisco that's known for just bombing hills and going fast. And you'll read the comment section in those videos from other skaters, and they're like, bro, this video gave me fucking anxiety.
Just from going so fucking fast?
Just from watching somebody else go that fast. Because once you get, it's not like it's a stable vehicle.
Well, speed, the margin for error with anything in speed.
With anything in speed.
Really low.
Yes. But specifically with skateboards, because of the way that trucks function, the margin for error is much lower than it is on a bike or a car because I'm
going to be so mad because we're fucking up my algorithm right now. My phone's wide open. We're talking about skateboarding. I'm going to get on Facebook and just be like, you're into skateboarding now.
It does that shit?
Fuck yeah, bro. Last time I talked to you, I left and I follow skate companies now. So because it was like, so here's some shit you were look here. Your friend was talking about this shit. Fucking check it out,
dude. Everything. It's crazy when something is so much a part of your life for so long that even years later, when you're so far removed from it, still everything goes back to skateboarding. Yeah, every frame
your foundation.
It was such an integral part of my life that everything that I think of, I reference back to skateboarding. The whole model for the channel is based on skateboarding. You know, that's the whole model for our channel, and what we're doing is based on skateboarding. And that's how I came up with the idea for we want to be a part of this group of friends, because that's how it was skating up. When you saw certain teams, you know, like, oh, that team is just the best dudes.
Right.
And then you saw another team and you're like, oh no, that team is the best group of friends. You know, and you know, like that guy has no business having a pro board compared to this other guy on this other team, but he's with the, you know, he's skating with the homies.
With the homies.
Enough. Yeah.
He's with the homies.
That's what our whole thing is. This is like, you want people to want to be a part of the group, not so much that they think they're a part of the group when they're not, and then they get super mad and unfriend you and everybody in the process.
Yeah.
And then they take the podcast down. How did you start gaming?
Oh, how did I start gaming? God, somebody on the internet was like, you should play games. And I was like, I'll do that.
No, genuinely though, because I don't even know if I fucking listened to your whole episode before it got pulled.
I don't remember.
And we started talking about this the other day, and then you were like,
homie.
Yeah, because I was sitting there talking to you about my first gaming.
Well, yeah, because everything with you and Jay is like fucking. You guys are just. It's weird watching you. I thought of a good example after I said let's talk about this later, but you guys will be playing something. Man, you actually fucking referenced it last night. You said something about something, and I was like, see, that's the type of shit he like has an upper hand on because he's fucking done it for so fucking long.
Just the video.
I just started gaming because. Well, I mean, like, I remember my first one, I went to a babysitter's house, same babysitter who cooked me a Totino's pizza in the oven, toaster oven, pulled it out, was like, I don't know if it's hot enough, stuck her finger in it, and it was still cold, and she's like, it's still cold, and stuck her finger back in my pizza, and I was just like, what's this bitch's problem?
Even as a child,
like 4 years old. And, yeah, no, I knew it was very wrong, but she brought her Atari over, and we played some of that, and I remember playing Pong. And then just being like wanting to be my uncle's. He was like my big brother. He's like 8 years older than me. So he had all this shit. That's just all I did. He was like, let's play Sega Genesis. And I'm like, I really just want to run around outside and like hit other kids. But sure, we'll play some fucking Sega Genesis.
Yeah. And so when was the first console that you like actually had?
Like a Nintendo 64. I think one year for Christmas, my dad and my mom and dad tried to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have enough money. And so my uncle got one. And we got his old one. Got like a new one, just a regular Nintendo. And then the first one they bought was Super Nintendo, and my mom got addicted to Super Mario 3.
Dude, I need to actually do well, you can't see, that's the fucking thing is Nintendo's so weird about streaming their games. I have to actually look into it, but I've always thought that me playing Super Mario Brothers would be a fun stream because I am fucking ass at Super Mario Brothers. Why can't you
stream like the old Super Marios? Just
dude,
because
Nintendo is super like copyright grabby and shit like that. That's why if you go on Twitch, you don't see a bunch of people streaming Nintendo games. It's because Nintendo is one of the only fucking companies that don't get it as far as the whole streaming thing. I don't know how big streaming culture is in Japan. Now that I think about it at all, I haven't really looked into it. Like I know that it's a big thing. Like Koreans have a big streaming culture. There's a big streaming culture in Europe
and Thailand. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's Asia.
But I don't know if there's a big streaming culture in Japan. I obviously don't speak Japanese, so that makes it difficult for me to know the difference in Asian languages when I'm scrolling these channels.
Right? Yeah.
Not to be racist or anything like that. That's just facts.
I mean, reading any other language besides English, if you're an English-speaking person, is kind of difficult.
Well, you can pick.
Especially
I can pick up
if
they're using. I was gonna say if they're using
the Greek thing, or
if they're
using
if they're using if they're using the normal alphabet, then I can at least pick up like, oh, that's probably.
How come
Spanish,
Russia has some
German.
of our shit and then just like hieroglyphics?
I don't know. They got lazy. They're like, all right, this is sweet. This is sweet. Oh fuck, I don't know. Just put an A here.
Yeah. What letters make the sound?
What letters make the static
Just draw
noise?
a fucking wiggly line and put circles through it.
Yeah, but I don't know that Japan has a really big streaming culture.
Yeah, I have no idea either. No, I don't really. Not the biggest Nintendo fan, not a hater, but I just give a fuck.
Yeah, but either way, Nintendo doesn't get, nor are they all about the whole streaming thing yet. So you don't see lots of their games getting streamed all the
Right.
time. Their porn sucks too. It's all blurred out.
Yeah, but there's octopuses.
Which, you know, I'm not gonna kink shame, but that's fucking weird.
Why? Instead of splitting 2 legs, you get 8.
Oh, okay. So then why don't
I don't know.
why aren't you into deer pussy?
I am. You're not? That's 4 legs.
More at 9.
2 deers. Deer?
2 deers.
2 deers. 2 deers. 2 deers, man. That'd be a.
Oh, goal change. There's been a goal change also.
We changed our goals.
One goal specifically got changed for next year. And it's a floating goal now. So we've got our goal list on the wall over here. And one of the tier 2 goals was Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
Los Angeles has been replaced and might end up being a tier
gone.
1 goal.
A tier 1 goal.
It might end. Listen. By all means necessary, I would like Chet Haglund and Paul Jenkins at TwitchCon in 2022.
That'd be the tightest dick ever.
Because we could show up to TwitchCon every day as a different character shooting different shit. And the amount of hands of other streamers you're going to shake and how fucking totally different we are from anybody else, that's going to bring in so many fucking people.
How many days is it?
3 days.
I got 3 characters.
That's what I'm saying. We got 3. Dude, I could be Paul Jenkins one. I'd go one day as myself, just probably
No
the
chance
last
I'm
day.
doing that.
Oh, for sure the last day.
No.
For sure I'd be doing that because I've got to actually be a business person too.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't. I do.
But
that means I'm off camera that day completely. Like I need to.
So that
I need
you're
to
behind camera.
No. I need to be.
All right,
shaking.
Jen, you're coming.
I need to be. I need to be fucking shaking hands and kissing babies. Okay, you got to. You know, like you've got to.
I need to be shaking babies and kissing.
I need
hands.
to be. You know, I need to be fucking. I need to be networking. You know, I need to be networking.
Yeah,
that's
no
crucial.
Doubt.
So I can't spend all 3 days fucking around. I can definitely fuck around for 2, but I for sure have to be networking.
I don't know if I can fuck around 2 days in a row. I could probably fuck around for 1 day.
Really? After all that talk you just did? I got 3 characters. I ain't spending 1 day normal. Yeah, I could probably pull off like 1 day tops.
Just see how I could switch it at any moment, man. I'm just trying to show my versatility.
No, I feel like I would have to do 1 day as Paul Jenkins, and I'm gonna have to do 1 day as Vulgar Jesus.
Vulgar Jesus would be fun.
I think Vulgar Jesus is gonna be a big character. I spent
I don't
1 day.
Chat.
I got fucking super angry 1 day shooting a sketch as Jesus. Like, this is a character all by itself.
Oh yeah, where's that microphone? Super Jesus got super angry. Fucking Super Shredder Jesus.
Super Shredder Jesus.
Broke through the bottom of Vanilla Ice's. Oh, I see.
It works.
Broke through the bottom of Vanilla Ice's stage in Ninja Turtles
works.
2.
It still works.
I can't tell if I turned it on or not.
Probably turned it on. It still works, but I broke it because I did not realize I was fucking angry. I was sweaty. I'm fucking withdrawing from weed and angry. I'm tired from insomnia, and I'm trying to record this Jesus skit. I've got the clip in the beard. I've got this thing clipped in my beard, and I'm not even. It's clipped so well, I forget that it's even there and that I'm wearing it.
I thought you meant you caught the cord.
No, and then I didn't even have a lav on. Just that.
Oh
yeah, I didn't have a lav on. It was just that clip to the beard, and the beard even before I clip it on, I'm having trouble keeping this beard. It keeps wanting to slip. It's so tight that it's like the slit for my mouth is like this big. So everything that I'm saying like Jesus is like this in the first place. And it's fucking ridiculously difficult to even talk with this thing, and it keeps slipping down. So I'm fucking up my lines, and then when I am crushing my lines, this fucking thing is slipping down, and I keep having to start over. So I rip this fucking beard off and spike it like Tom Brady rushing for half a yard into the end zone, and fucking realize immediately this is why I don't lose my temper.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, I don't lose my temper because in the past, I broke a skateboard one time. I lost my temper as a kid, got mad, stomped on my skateboard. We're too poor to buy skateboards every
Did we talk
month.
about this in Vegas too, about you losing your temper and how you feel?
How I feel like if I lose my temper, I lose.
You've heard Rob Van Dam talk about that?
Uh-uh.
That's what, when you were telling me that the other day, I was like, man, I think we talked. It was Rob Van Dam said almost exactly like, when I lose my temper, I lost.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's a loss because now I've invested my emotions into things that I just wasted my time on.
Mm-hmm.
2, I have to recover from my emotions, and 3, I probably broke something.
Yes, exactly. All 3 of those things. And when that happened, it was the first time I can recall, like, straight up losing my temper like that in over a decade, well over 10 years. It's been such a long time. I've been in such good control of my emotions for so long. I might get upset, I might get angry, but at no point do I lose my temper where I'm just fucking snapping.
Right.
And usually if I do, it's because it's somebody that knows me well enough that they know how to get me to that point, and they're doing it on purpose.
Right.
So it's not, like, while I do share some responsibility in that, like, for sure, I fucking got into some wild arguments with my ex-wife, but that's because I'm like, chill, let's just chill out, let's calm down. And she ain't letting that happen because she's trying to argue right now.
Right.
So like I've had those situations where I lose my temper in those situations, but it's never like, that's just yelling. That's when I start to scream. And that's an L in my opinion. If I'm yelling, it's an L. If I break something, that's an L. If I lose my temper, period, that's an L. And that's what happened. Like I have 2 experiences where I can think of that I was like, this shit ain't happening again. Is when I broke that skateboard, and it was when I was playing one of the first UFC games ever to exist on PlayStation 1. And that game was so abnormally difficult that I'm raging at this video game, and I tried to punch the cushion of my couch, and I missed and punched the arm of my couch. And fucking almost broke my hand. I couldn't close my hand for like a month after that almost. Yeah, so I was like,
teach you.
Yep. So almost broke my hand one time punching that shit. Was like, never again. Sometime later, some years later, I break a skateboard and I'm like, never again. And then I had never broken anything off of lost temper between that skateboard. It wasn't like and you intentionally.
Microphone. I mean, that if the whatever the beard was, a little more fragile, then yeah, but it's not like you intentionally threw the fucking mic down.
No, but still, that's the thing. I didn't intentionally punch the chair.
But anger
when I stomped at the skateboard, I was trying to let up. So like when I went to stomp on the skateboard, my idea is like, I'm just gonna swing down hard, and right before I get there, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
But I couldn't control that momentum, and I snapped just the top 2 layers.
Your skateboard was like, I'm not gonna set.
Yeah. It was enough, and I broke it enough to have rendered it unusable, but I did not snap it all the way through because I was trying to hold back from doing that. It didn't sound like when it happened like I snapped all the way through the board. It was just enough to fuck the board up and make it unskatable.
All right. So like when McGregor kicked him and he pointed at his shin like, I think you broke that, and then McGregor pointed on it and he's like, oh, I did break it.
Not quite, nah. Not the same thing at all.
All right, I just wanted to mention that more than anything.
But yeah, that was the like I said, that was the time when it was like I lost my full temper punching that chair when I was younger.
Yeah.
I lost half of my temper.
Chair or a couch? There's holes in this fucking story.
Chair, couch, what the fuck ever it was.
It matters. Chairs have 1 seat.
I punched the arm of something. I was aiming for a cushion. Something. You'll never know what.
Talk to that cushion, I guess.
Good luck. That chair is long gone.
We'll see.
Or couch. See what I did there?
I'll do a search.
Who are you gonna search? You gonna call up my mom?
I'll look. Maybe there's pictures or something.
There probably is pictures. No, probably not. There were no pictures of that bedroom because it was fucking trashed always.
Is that your beat couch?
No, there's no beat off couch. Who fucking beat off laying down? Man.
All right. On your side or on your back? Just flat on the floor?
On my stomach.
Just flat on the floor on my stomach. Bro.
Face down. That's how I'm so strong. Having to push that out.
Jesus
like that.
Christ. Cock push-ups.
Oh shit. So yeah, that between that skateboard breaking and that was the like it was like almost 20 years before I actually broke something and losing my temper. And that ruined my whole fucking day because I was like, wow, I lost my temper. Like that by itself.
Yeah.
I was more mad that I lost my temper than I was that I broke the microphone. Like it was really upsetting. I don't like losing my temper because that That's why I don't like getting drunk that much, because I'm not in control anymore.
I don't get angry when I get drunk.
I don't get angry. I'm just mean like I
definitely will lose control.
You ostensibly have less control over
100%.
yourself when you're drunk than when you're high.
100%.
Once I found weed, I stopped drinking as much because I was like, oh, I can still control myself. I'm just fucking stupid on.
Yeah.
So,
I'm giggly on weed, but I definitely am much more in control.
Yeah. So that's, which is crazy because I'd be doing all these fucking psychedelics and shit like that. And there's minimal control there.
I haven't done those in a while. I should get back to that.
I should too. I need it. I need a serotonin reset hardcore, man.
What is serotonin?
That's the happy chemicals in your brain.
Holy shit.
That's why people be microdosing mushrooms. That's why mushrooms have been decriminalized in like Ann Arbor and shit around here.
Is that the shit that goes away when you take ecstasy? The next day all your serotonin's gone? Is that what that is?
I don't know because I've never taken ecstasy.
Me neither. I've only heard people talk about it. That's why I'm...
No, I mean, like, I've never taken ecstasy without taking the shit that also boosts your serotonin.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Like,
I have no idea because I've never done either one of those. So.
I've never done Molly without also doing acid, allegedly.
Allegedly,
and DMT and all that other shit.
Never did DMT. Smoked opium though. It tastes really good.
Oh, I smoked opium in high school, way back in the day. It was going around for a little bit.
Probably when I smoked it too. Yeah,
probably around the same time.
At some random house, this guy's like, "You want to smoke opium? I don't have any weed." And I'm like, "Yeah, all right."
I remember not caring for it. Not like
I don't remember having any type of experience other than just the flavor was really pleasant.
I remember feeling like super body relaxed, but I remember being like, "Yeah, weed's still better."
I don't even remember feeling like. I remember feeling like I was already in a strange place before I smoked it. So
we did it enough. We, like it wasn't like a one.
Oh, okay.
We had, there was a minute where
was this through a rap acquaintance by chance?
No, I didn't start any rappers. And
that's just rapper homeboy. Come to my friend's house. We were smoking opium.
I went to.
They did too. Well, I think one of them. Well, they went to fucking Westerners. They're like, yeah.
Oh damn. I mean, I guess we could wrap it up.
Oh, we gotta get back to penises. Started it with penises. We gotta wrap it up with penis. Wrap your penises up.
Wrap that dick up.
Wrap it up. I used to actually. We'll end it on this. I used to go into this party store and they would sell condoms. And it's not actually. Sounds like it should be a joke. Maybe I'll formulate it into one on the fly as I tell it.
Well, it doesn't have to be a joke. We're just talking.
Yeah, but I'm talking about condoms and I'm 12, so it's kind of I want to make it a joke. It would change every time you'd go in. They'd have like like those clear containers. They have the twist off cap, red cap.
Mm-hmm.
They have like those balls that were cinnamony and hot candy ball things.
Oh, the fucking Red Hots.
Red Hots. They'd have Red Hots in there. They put condoms in that, and every single day it would have a new note about like wrapping your dick up, but they would cleverly worded. So sometimes it would be like, "Don't be fickle, wrap your pickle." You wouldn't jump without a parachute. If it's raining, wear your raincoat. And like every single day they had a new one. And I just want to be able to be creative like that. Every single day come up with a new way to tell someone to put a condom on there.
I mean, we basically do.
Why? Yeah, by showing. Well, yeah,
by just existing, people see us and they're like, "Man, my kids could grow up into that."
So let's just cut it out. That's why I'm. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the next part, but yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know if you think we're cool and you want your kids to be like us. We'll donate our semen. I will.
It's been a great night. That's exactly where I'm cutting off the podcast.
I was trying to.
I always like to end it on a fucking line,
Let's talk about choices, pros and cons.
Talk about the pros and cons of the pros and mons.
Oh yeah, and frozen tampons. Pros and cons.
Is there a pro and con to that?
Pros and cons?
Is there a pro or a con? What are the pros and cons of frozen tampons?
Oh, all right. Let's see. Pros. That awesome. Like imagine RP shiver when you have that real good pee and right at the end you're like, ooh. You let it all loose. It's like in reverse. You stuff that thing in there, the blood all stops pouring out, and then get the pee shiver.
Oh, okay. See,
and then you'd have blood icicles you could stab people with.
The fucking listen. The problem is like just the idea of a cold piss makes my dick hurt. I don't want to take.
You can imagine that feeling. Cold,
frozen piss,
like-
not a cold piss. We said a
Oh.
frozen tampon, a frozen piss.
my piss is so much sugar. It's like Mountain Dew. You put a Mountain Dew in the freezer, it doesn't fully
I
get
don't-
into
I
ice
didn't.
cubes.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I didn't realize how much of me eating sweets was directly tied to how much weed I was smoking. Like I have not eaten any fucking sweets.
Oh, dude, I'm like, because alcohol produces as sugar through your body, like that's
Mhm.
how it or whatever.
That's how. Yeah, that's how. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like on a super sugar fucking like I need sugar. Like I've had 47 Kit Kats. No fucking joke. No joke. I've like had 47 Kit Kats today.
Yeah, I definitely like it's one of those things that I did not realize at all. Like she'll bring me home like chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies in general are always been one of my favorite things. I'm not like I don't even think like I don't even want to eat.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like I'm consciously making an effort to eat less sugar.
I was though. Like you were doing the s'mores things. I'm like, brother, I would love that, but I can't do it. Like I don't want to do snacks.
Yeah.
Now I can't stop snacking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is I haven't I've actually fucking looked at people weird when they were like, I have fruit as dessert. And then I
No, that
have
sounds
fruit
great.
on my plate. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much all the sweet that I need is just some fucking some blueberries and some fucking watermelon and a little bit of strawberry. It's,
Some muskmelon.
yeah, and it's like that shit, that shit is all basically sugar. It's natural sugars, but it's all sugar.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, like I said, until I stopped smoking weed, how much of me constantly eat just me being fucking baked off my mind.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense just as much as it makes sense that I didn't want any sweets because I had so much sugar in my blood from alcohol that now that I have no alcohol, I'm like, I need sugar.
we're going through opposite situations.
We are. I'm sweating out sugar. I can feel how thick this shit is.
I made it 14 days.
Yeah, I'm actually at 14 days.
I made
13 days today.
I made it 14 days. Allegedly, I should be done with insomnia. I should be done with strong cravings. I should be done with that shit. That's what they tell you. And then I fucking make it to that 14-day, and the app tells me there's a thing called post-acute withdrawal syndrome.
Nice.
And that's like, actually...
Why don't they tell you that before?
Right? Like, once I hit that, it pops up, and it's like PAUSE, which is the acronym for it.
Ah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is PAUSE? And it's like, you might continue feeling these if you were a very heavy user. I'm like, motherfucker. I was over here fucking just chiefing. Hey, it's Jen Hot Dog. Make a little parfait, she says.
Make a little parfait for me then. All right. Way to pop in. We're about to... Oh, I just took my hat off and I'm bald as shit and I was not trying to show...
Okay.
No, it's okay. I'm just kidding. Look at me. I'm like a young Bruce Willis.
I don't know why. I mean, I guess... No, I don't get it, but that's because I'm not self-conscious about my looks.
I'm not either, but it's not that I'm self-conscious about it. It's just that I legit love cutting my hair, and right now it's at this length where you can see the difference right here, and that really bugs me.
Because like Kush Dreams, straight up like fucking. He realized he doesn't have a hat on, and he's like, ah!
No, I don't mind. She's actually Jen Hot Dog is gonna bleach this. Probably hope next week sometime.
Oh,
I just
like
want to
you
try
never
it.
seen a white person before.
Huh?
I said, y'all act like you never seen a white person.
You know?
You know,
I don't
get
know
that
what that
M&M
means.
bleach.
Well, yeah, but I'll be like M because M and just the ampersand.
Yeah, no. Sometimes, like, I'm glad that I'm not bald because I don't think I got the head shape.
I don't know. I think you do. You know, when you had long hair, I think you could. Just because you look, I've seen you with this. I think you've shaved it shorter than you usually cut it shorter than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got good head shape. You look good with long hair, and you'll always have your hair.
Yeah,
maybe in the back,
thing.
get the little Manu Ginobili white yarmulke.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm always gonna have my hair. Fortunately, that's one of those things. I would be the first in my family to lose my fucking hair. Yeah.
Wow. Did your mom's dad have hair?
Full head of hair. He just died.
Good.
He just died like a week ago. Full head of hair.
Elijah's mom have? Oh, she has hair. Does her dad have hair? Or
Yeah.
Is that how it works? Yeah. He's gonna have hair too.
Elijah, yeah. He's still got his hair. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And I still, my dad still got all of his hair.
My dad does too. His shit is beautiful.
Yeah, it's like my whole family still has the full heads of hair and shit like that. When did you start losing it?
Like 17.
Oh,
super young. I shave my head all the time though. My whole life I shave my head.
Do you ever wonder if that did it?
Or
is it running in your family?
No, when I grew my hair out, I would get the twisted shit. Like you can. That's why it's fucked up. Like you can see where the one patch is.
Yeah.
This was all ripped out on
Just
a
from
removal
fucking
of taking my braids out.
Oh shit. Yeah, because you see that a lot with dreadlocks.
Yes.
Like Seth.
Yes. Like Jerry Rice.
Like Jerry Rice.
My shit, like you could see it when they were doing it. It would be like hairs would be just pulled out of my scalp with white tip.
Oh. See, I used to pull out tons of my hair when I was fucking combing it and shit like that, but it just
That's normal.
yeah, when you've got
yeah.
that much fucking hair, it's so and
Dude,
my
it
hair
was
has always been so
so-
thick too.
My shit was so thick. Like so thick. It would fuck clippers up, and then one
Was
day
it?
it was just dude, it was awful.
Is that why your brother still got hair? Is his shit thinning out?
It's thinning out, but his shit was thick for a long ass time.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if his was thinning out or not. I haven't really looked at it like that.
It's not. It's fucking thinning out. Motherfucker. He's super worried about it. Like,
Dude,
I'm going bald.
that's
I'm like,
right.
good bitch.
That's Ryan Day when I looked at him and was like, bro, your hair is gray, my man. You have grays. He's like,
I want
"Well,
gray in here.
dude, I'm ready for that shit. I think it'll look good on me.
Well, I'm just happy I look like the two hot doctors from ER combined, like George Clooney and Anthony Edwards. You know?
Oh, ER. For some reason, I thought you said Grey's Anatomy, and I was like, were they in Grey's Anatomy?
Oh, I love Grey's Anatomy. love me. Choose me. Grey's Anatomy.
I remember watching that show one time with my ex-wife's family, and it was the episode when Homeboy comes in and shoots up the hospital.
Oh, see, I didn't actually watch the show.
I only know this one episode because with each body that got dropped, my sister-in-law became more hysterical.
Oh my god!
Like it was like real fucking people were dying. You would think that she had live feed on the Columbine footage, bro. Like it was fucking no joke. She was legit watching these people that she cared about pass away forever.
Were they killing main characters and shit?
Dude, I don't even know. I don't know. Like that. I just remember trying my hardest not to fucking laugh the whole time. That's all I remember about that. I'll still poke fun at her about that to this day. But that shit was like, that was the only thing I knew about Grey's Anatomy was like, there was one traumatic episode where this dude came in and he shot up the hospital.
Damn, I'm gonna have to watch it because I watched some of them, but it was always just like, oh, it's 3 a.m. What's on? Actually, Ring of Honor would come on, and then Grey's Anatomy would be on after it. So that's a lot of times what led me to fucking...
I never watched Ring of Honor. I never caught Ring of Honor.
Man, it was good for sometimes, and sometimes I was just like, this shit is garbage.
When was it popping? Like what years?
In a drug-fueled haze that I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Within the last 12 years, because it was while my son was born and I was kicked out. Or I was like on my own at that point.
Yeah, I don't think I was... I think it was just that was around the same time that I was more into UFC.
Probably. It was like the peak
my
of
first,
that shit.
Yeah, because I was talking about it. Like that's another thing that I got into way younger than most everybody that I know. Because my dad's a black belt in Taekwondo.
Right.
My first UFC event was UFC 8 in 1996.
Fucking
well
250
before,
UFCs ago about.
Well before they were using gloves, when it was still like super illegal, when they were trying to get it banned everywhere.
Yeah, so
my
Shamrock
dad,
and shit.
Yeah. The first fight I saw that I remember seeing was Shamrock versus Chemo. And I remember seeing it because I remember my grandma being like, that Shamrock is not as aggressive as he was when he fought Gracie. My grandma was like that. And that specific thing that she said has always stuck like that. It was like a core memory. Like if it was implanted when she said that, I remember.
Interesting. So it's a familial thing.
Yes. And then UFC 8, we would rent Dad would get the VHSs, but every now and then we'd get a pay-per-view.
Nice.
And when UFC 18 or 16, 8 UFCs later, with 2 whole fucking years later, that's how different it is. They're running 1 million events a year. It took them 2 years to get from UFC 8 to UFC 16.
It seems like that's the pace they should still be on.
No, for sure.
What it like monthly now?
It's like there's generally an event, like maybe they take 1 weekend off.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, no, it's wrestling. It's 52 weeks a year.
I was gonna say if you think about like any other sport, like those sports have to have an off season because it's the same people playing for 6 months straight.
Right.
But there's so many fighters now that if they weren't having that many events, you just have more MMA organizations popping up and somebody would. Right. Because of its popularity. Yeah. It just wasn't popular enough. There weren't enough fighters back then.
And it still kind of needs to be 52 weeks a year to maintain the news cycle.
Not even to
Whereas-
maintain the news cycle, but just because there are so many talented fighters that you need
the space to have them all.
you need the space to have them all. To prove, it would be, if you were to do it half the year, it would generally be like cutting the NFL season in half or cutting the basketball season in half.
Don't do basketball like that.
Not even,
Actually, no, I'm into football this year. So no, don't do it.
I've never been into college football.
I only care about Michigan. I don't give a fuck about any of those other teams.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like I've never really been into college football. Is familial too, but it never hit me like that.
That was like the only familial.
My dad
thing
and
for
my
us.
brother are like diehard Michigan fans, like till the death. I'm not a fan. I'm not a team fan. That's my thing. Is I'm not a fan of teams. I'm a fan of the sport, and I like to see how things play out.
That's how I am with basketball. 100%.
Like I don't have like a favorite. I don't have a favorite. Like the Lions are my favorite team because they're the home team. I root for the home team, but I don't have a favorite team. I don't have a favorite fighter. I have fighters that I enjoy watching.
I'm getting into that shit too. Unfortunately, I never thought I would, but I'm into that shit now.
I've always been into one-on-one competition, and I wrestled when I was younger, but it's like I remember being on teams and having that fucking terrible mindset. Where I'm just like, if it wasn't for that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah,
there,
yeah. Jen's softball team. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I get that mindset when I'm on a team and it's competitive. I don't like being competitive because competitive I think I equate with losing control. I don't like being competitive because I don't like losing, and losing pisses me off. And and I'm not there's two types of people. Losing pisses you off, so you drive so hard to become a winner that you don't lose, or you just don't compete. And I just don't.
I think it's broader than that. I don't think it's that cut and dry as you don't compete or you drive really hard.
If you hate losing to that extent,
hate losing. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I hate losing to that extent.
Well, you started it with I'm not competitive. That's why I'm saying. You can be competitive and lose, man.
I mean, I have no desire to be competitive because to me, my competitive spirit, I equate that to losing control if I'm not. That's why I have to tell Elijah all the time, because Elijah wants to always play Apex Legends with me like that. Yeah. He's like, we can just play for fun. I'm like, I can't. I can't. If we're losing, I'm not having fun. If we're playing a game where the whole point of that game is to win and we lose, then it was a waste of my fucking time. That's how,
I guess I just have a different view of.
And if I could blame that on myself, then there's room for growth. So that's why I loved wrestling. That's why I love skateboarding, because I can take the full fall and I can go somewhere with that. I can do something. I can control that.
Right.
I can't control this asshole over here that is not willing to work as hard as me. That's some shit that I've got no control over. That's the coach's son.
Sounds like you've just had some really shitty coaches.
No, I had some great coaches. But
Team
they were
environment?
I see it's hard to... I never even got that far because it was that I probably had bad experiences when I was younger where I was on lots of coach's son type teams. Then you've also got to combine that with the fact that I'm a small dude. So it's not like I'm getting picked for much on a team sport.
Yeah, no, I see that already. That the smaller kids with
you don't even when you're small, you don't even get a chance to prove yourself.
Yeah, they made him kick. I'm like, the kid can run everywhere. Why the fuck is he your kicker?
Yeah. Like I remember the running back for the team on the football team I was on when I was a kid was the coach's son, and he would literally get hit at the line and go down, and I got to run it a couple times and was never taken down. At the very least, I was a little tank that the coach that they would finally blow the whistle because I wasn't making forward progress, but I was still on my feet.
Right.
And I'm like, every time they touch this kid, he falls down. Coach, put me in. But that's the coach's son.
Should I play quarterback, brother?
No, because that was the other coach's son.
I was gonna say, why the fuck wasn't the coach's son the quarterback? That's weird.
That was the other coach's son.
Oh, those brothers probably fucking hated each other. Like, fuck you! I wanted to be the fucking quarterback.
No. There were twin brothers that each had one of their sons. We had 3 coaches. We had twin brothers, and then my other guy.
Oh, the other coaches.
Yes,
not the coach's other son.
Not the coach's other son. The other coach's son.
Okay.
So you had 3 coaches' sons to contend with.
Whack.
Which obviously they're playing all of the fun positions.
I'm saying they didn't withdraw you from the nepotism of athleticism.
But even then, I was on a team that lost every game but one.
You should have started.
I was on a team. Yeah, with who? My fucking dad.
You pick all the other kids.
That's
Just-
not.
the
Listen,
Coach Chet made a whole video on it.
It's not. That doesn't work.
This whole
all right?
Coach Chet
That doesn't
video.
work. That doesn't
That's
work.
bullshit.
all right?
Coach Chet says it works.
All right, that doesn't work. But
It doesn't work though. Just for full disclosure, it works in the skit, but
yeah, full disclosure, we also lost every single game, and it's like a combination. Except for one, which was against the only that team won every single game except for one.
Vandercook.
No, this wasn't even.
Oh, it was like before that little Pee Wee shit.
Yeah, this was like Pee Wee shit. So we didn't even, like we played we beat the only team that we beat the whole year was the team that didn't lose, which is like some fucking Little Giants type shit right there.
Probably crushed those fucking kids that they lost to you guys.
Yeah, because they were full on. It was towards the end of the season. It was our Super Bowl. It was like us rushing the fucking field because we won one game. Yeah. But I remember I spent most of my time on the bench, even though I felt like I didn't belong there. And on top of that, we lost every game. So then I'm in wrestling and I'm losing every single match also. I should clarify that. My first 2 years in wrestling, I won one match.
Because you sucked.
Yes, absolutely. But that's my point, is that I didn't give up because I could put that on me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can get better. I can figure this out eventually. But I can't control the fucking coach's son. I can't.
But what does the coach's son have to do with your growth?
I can't get on the field because he's the coach's son.
I feel that.
I can't get on the field because he's the coach's son. And when I do get on the field, I do better than him, but they take me off the field because they got to get the coach's son back in there. Even then, even if I'm on the field all the time, I'm not saying we're going to win a bunch of games, but the experience of us losing a bunch of games, it still has me like,
I actually checked
what the
the
fuck
analytics.
is wrong with these guys?
The analytics says coach's son -2 wins. Plug in PJ +4 wins.
But yeah,
I looked it up.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like any experience that I had in sports that didn't totally rely on my shoulders just wasn't for me. It's like it's got to be all on me. I like, like it's got to be. I've got to be.
I personally like having someone else to blame.
I don't.
I didn't mind. And most of the times I played sports, I didn't deserve to be on the field. I had no idea what I was doing.
I take responsibility more than I should in a lot of situations.
I only do that once I turned professional and had a job. They're like, you're a manager. And then I was like, all right, no one else getting in trouble, then it's all on me. Go smoke some dope. But when it was sports, I did not belong to be there. So I don't, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's just, for me, it's just, I feel like, one, you have a legitimate gripe when you're on a coach's kids team. That's shitty.
Yeah.
And then two, it's like you have to fight uphill from that, because once you get a little bit of respect, hopefully you can roll that into a little more momentum.
And I think
never fucking
there
happens.
was the other frustrating part that I was constantly getting praised in practice. I was always getting praised in practice by these coaches. And I was like, I remember fucking, what is it, Oklahoma drills where it's just two people head on. Yep. I would pop kids, dude.
I fucking hated that drill. I sucked
pop kids. I would, dude. Because I wrestled at that point, so I knew how to wrap kids up from the legs. So I was a good tackler.
I hadn't figured out how to run with my arms at that time, so I was not good.
I hadn't figured out how to run with my arms. You're just out here like,
oh my god, have you seen Steven Seagal run? Have you seen him run?
With his arms in a strange way. Oh yeah, no, this one.
Yeah,
this one rotates.
It's fucking weird.
This one does this here, like it's like fucking right here the whole time that Steven Seagal's running. The right arm flails like this, and this one does what the fuck ever. But this one's still he's always fucking rolling up the windows with that right.
Have you heard the story about Mark Harmon seeing Steven Seagal's first movie?
No.
Okay, so the director wanted to work with Mark Harmon. He was like, check out this movie I did. It's not out yet. It's featuring this guy named Steven Seagal. Mark Harmon watches it. He's talking to Steven Seagal, and he's like, I love the movie, love what you did, but you should never, ever, ever run in a fucking movie again. And Steven Seagal was like, he said he just stared at him. Then he went into the thing and he ate, and when he walked out, Steven Seagal was still standing there just staring at him. And then they showed clips of Steven Seagal running, and holy fuck.
Dude, Steven Seagal running, he should have got a running double.
Honestly, Steven Seagal running would be a really good fucking band name.
Steven Seagal running would be a really good band.
Yeah, the album could be called like
something in Russian, because he's Russian now.
Yeah, and then they showed a video of him like just dudes running at him, and he's like, and they fucking dramatically flip over and do like cartwheels.
Steven Seagal was such a meme to us before memes were a thing.
Like, I just hated it.
Obviously, I've talked about the fact that me and Ryan and fucking Snake Eyes back in the day, and like Jake,
I
a
judged
bunch of
you
our
for
other
it.
friends. We rented all of them and would just get fucking blazed and just
Yeah.
fucking laugh our asses off at how ridiculous they were. Dude, you like
Well, you never told me that you told me that eventually. Originally, though, you told me like you guys just love Steven Seagal.
yeah,
And
but
I remember
ironically-
literally thinking,
ironically,
yeah, I didn't
yeah,
realize it was ironic. I
Yeah.
remember thinking like these guys are fucking nerds. I
Dude,
can't wait to hang
remember-
out with them.
I remember because anytime we're overreacting to everything and shit like that. I remember
Yeah.
we watched this movie From Paris with Love. It's a terrible action movie starring John Travolta. All right, and at one point you think the movie is starting to wind down. It's one of those movies that's a full adrenaline rush where everything is like go go
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
And finally, at one point, they're secret agents. They're sitting at the fucking table. And they're just fucking chilling and relaxing, and they're having dinner with the one secret agent's girlfriend, her friend, and John Travolta. And John Travolta's just sitting there, and all of a sudden he starts to look slightly uneasy, and then he picks up the phone. He gets a call, and he picks up the phone, and he listens to it for a second, and he puts it down. And it's like I said, at this point, it's almost like a rom-com. The energy in the room prior to this moment,
Yeah.
and then the one secret agent looks over at John Travolta, and Travolta's like, "That's the call we've been waiting for." And then he's like, "What do you?" He just gives him this look like, "What do you mean that's the call we've been waiting for?" And Travolta pulls out his gun and blasts his girlfriend's friend in the fucking head right there at the table. Ryan gets up out of his fucking seat and just puts his back into the corner of my room. And he's like, couldn't even handle the fucking. And he's like, dude, I think what happened, the reason I reacted that way was I put my back into a corner so nothing else could sneak up on me like that. But that was how it was. You would see shit in like Steven Seagal movies where he kicks a dude through a plate glass window and the dude flies 30 feet in the air. Or there's at one point where the fucking main bad guy is trying to make his escape, and Steven Seagal opens a window and throws a samurai sword from the third story and cuts this dude's head off as he gets into his limousine.
He throws a samurai sword into a helicopter blade, pretty much.
Yes, he
Shut the
throws
fuck
it. And
up.
it's just, yeah, dude, that's what. So we're watching. So again, high as shit. We're just watching this shit, fucking dying. So I say all of this to tell you that when it was announced that Steven Seagal was getting his own TV show as a real life police officer,
Oh yeah.
I read this. I'm holding it like my phone, but at the time I was on my laptop. Smartphones weren't popping like that.
They were.
around,
You
but-
just heard. You didn't.
I was gonna
know.
say they were around, but everybody didn't have one. The iPhone was still
Oh
the
yeah.
only
Okay.
one.
Okay.
The
Okay.
iPhone was still the only like.
Yeah. Everybody else had like
We're still
Kick
chirping.
flips.
We're still chirping.
what was the thing? Sidekicks.
Sidekicks are popping. Yeah, we're still chirping and shit like
Yeah.
that. But I pull it up and I read that A&E has a TV series where Steven Seagal is going to be a real life police officer. I'm obviously, as always, high as shit. Just that's life.
Was.
And I remember looking up at Ryan from my computer. And I'm just looking down at my computer, and I'm looking up at Ryan, and I've had a son. I was in the room when my son was born. I was in the room when my
You
son
got all
was
pale
born.
white. Needed orange juice.
Dude, listen to me. I fucking look down at this thing. I look up, and I'm trying to say words, and it's inaudible. Tears start streaming down my face. And Ryan has no idea what I've looked at and what's hit me like this. But I'm just like, and I'm just crying, like bawling, like someone told me that someone near and dear to me had died, and I can't find the words to speak to him. So I just hand him the laptop. And he's like, dude, you're starting to freak me out. Like, I've never seen you react like this to anything before. Like, I was completely out. Like, there was no
like
control.
you saw an act of God almost.
Dude, I've never reacted to anything like that since, and I never reacted to anything like that before. That is the only time in my life that I've ever been literally at a loss for words.
Interesting.
I cannot think of any other experience. Like, I did not know the meaning of that term at a loss for words. I thought it was just something you say just as a just as a saying. I'm at a loss for words. You say that,
Or
but
like
you're not at
when
a loss for words because you just said you're at a loss for words.
Yeah, or when you have words you really want to say, but you don't want to say them. So
Yes.
like, I'm at a loss for words.
This was legitimately, I'm trying to speak and nothing is coming out. Like, I'm just like that's what I'm doing. And he's like, what? And I'm crying at the same time, but I'm not crying in the sense that like I'm making crying noises. I'm not laughing. I'm making no noise. I'm struggling to say words.
All the
and-
moisture from your mouth is pouring out of your eyes.
Tears
at this
are
point.
just streaming down my fucking face. And all I can do is turn the laptop to Ryan to show him that Steven Seagal is a real police officer and we get to see it in action.
Man, so how was that show?
That show was fucking ridiculous.
I didn't even know
there
they
was
actually did
something
it.
okay, like there were lots of shit in that show that was obviously staged and absolutely ridiculous, but there was lots of shit in that show that was like cops, where like Steven Seagal happens to be there and they're driving down like I remember the season 2 premiere specifically. They're driving down
More than one fucking season of this shit?
Yes, he got multiple seasons of it. So they're driving down the road, and you can see an entire sea of cars, like 2-3 lanes of traffic, and they're on the other side. It's a split, it's a split road, multiple lanes.
Yeah.
And they're following a car that's in the other lanes going the wrong way with his headlights off. And Steven Seagal and his whole crew can just react to it and wait for the accident to happen and get on it once the accident happens. Because at this point, there's nothing they can do to stop what's happening.
Wow.
So it's just the cops and Steven Seagal just having no idea what to do, and they're literally just like, all right, it's coming, get ready, guys, we got get ready. But at that point there's nothing they can do.
Does it crash?
Fucking horrible.
Oh man, I'm gonna go home and watch this show. I'm in. Car crashes, Steven Seagal and police. Yeah.
But other times they're showing him do stuff like he trained, like he's personally training.
I think I heard a story about him pulling over a lady in a van and it went bad. Maybe I'm thinking
I would have to
else,
like
but...
I would like to rewatch it with the social context that I have today, because I'm not comfortable watching cops.
Oh, so what year was this then?
09,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
08, 07, like way back there.
Oh man, it
was 09. It's 2010. Oh, let's look it up real quick. I'm wondering. It was definitely like that time, because it was around the time the first UFC game came out on Xbox 360. Yeah, no. THQ. Last thing, Steven Seagal's lightning bolt. He had his own energy drink for a while, and we would fucking. It was called Steven Seagal's lightning bolt, and we would buy it in fucking bulk from Walmart.
Interesting.
What was it? Lawman.
Cop show. Oh man. God.
It did have 3 seasons. There was a 3rd season on Reels.
Thanks.
But yeah, it started in 2009. Yeah, so
interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's on demand.
Yeah, it's free on Pluto and Tubi.
Oh shit! I got Pluto on one of those smart TVs.
Ah man, I think we might have to do a fucking watch along one night. Maybe
Pluto.
one night.
Who's gonna pull us for watching something on Pluto?
That's what I'm fucking saying, dude. 24 episodes over 3 seasons. We should have a streamathon one day.
Down call. Oh man, Steven Seagal Lawman.
We should try. I know we're not going to do it. I've always said I would never
should show you a collective runtime.
They're 22 minutes per episode, 24 episodes.
Someone do that math. Dano, you're smart. Do the math.
22 times 24.
Whoa, that's cool. You don't even have to pull up the calculator app to do it, brother?
Nah.
Okay, now divide that by 60.
8.8
hours.
We can do 9 hours. We can watch the entire
God, that's
series.
like 4 Chet piss breaks and a poop.
We could one day. We'll have to sit here and watch every episode of Steven Seagal.
All right, we'll make that one of those days I get drunk.
Because
I told Jen I'm not a drinker anymore, but I still want to get drunk every now and then.
Damn, that's so long ago. That's a crazy. That's why I said we should do a podcast, because I knew it was just going to end up going. It might always be a fucking struggle to get the thing started every day.
We talked about something for 2 minutes.
Yeah, but we're always going to end up in a completely random place like this, where we're talking about Steven Seagal, Lawman, and
with
shit
the Michigan
like
goodbye ending too.
That's
yeah, let's wrap this shit up. All right, man. I was
Michigan.
thinking maybe for the next 48 minutes we just bullshit.
Right? I said at 1:09, like, all right, let's start wrapping it up. 40 minutes later.
40 minutes later. It's a Michigan goodbye.
That's a Michigan goodbye.
We're gonna tie our dicks in a knot, try to run in opposite directions when we're done.